The Defense Travel System Status Stamps. The Defense Travel System Status Stamps are key to the electronic monitoring of a travel claim. Status stamps are applied at the time the electronic travel claim is signed. These are the 11 normal status stamps that you should see on your electronic voucher within the DTS system. The stamps can be viewed from the digital signature page under Document History. Here's the digital signature page, there's the document history, and there's the status. As you can see from this travel claim status, it is only created, which means it has not been signed yet. I will describe the 11 status codes as the training continues. Another place you can view the status stamps is from the DTS homepage after you have logged on to DTS. Here's the page that you will see after you've logged on to DTS, and there are the status stamps. Here are the 11 voucher status stamps, the normal ones. I want to repeat that again because if you notice on the last slide, there were some stamps that aren't listed here. When you are electronically monitoring the travel claim, you want to make sure that you see all of these status stamps. Here are the definitions. Created. Pretty much all this means is you have logged into DTS, you've selected voucher from the official travel menu, you've clicked create voucher from authorization, and you've clicked the create link. That's it. You haven't verified expenses. It just means that document's sitting there waiting for adjustments to be made on it. Signed. This means the document has been signed and is routed for approval. When you sign a document, it sends it from your queue to the next person in the routing chain. And the next person in this routing chain is reviewed. Reviewed means somebody higher than you has reviewed the trip for expense accuracy. They've reviewed it also for supporting documentation, making sure that you faxed in the airline, lodging, rental car receipts, and any receipts over $75 where expenses has been claimed. Obligated. This means that the money has been electronically reserved for trip costs. This is an internal process that you will not see except for seeing this obligated stamp. What this obligated stamp means is that the money is there in the bank. Approved. The supervisor has approved the document. So you've created the document, you've signed the document, the reviewer has reviewed the document, DTS has checked the bank to make sure that the money is there, and now the supervisor has approved the document. Pay link. This is another important status stamp. It means the document is making its way to the bank. Obligate submitted. What this is OBLIG stands for obligation. All this means is that the document has checked the bank and the money is now reserved for payment of this document. POSAC received. The document has been positively acknowledged by both DTS and the pay system. What this means is that DTS has checked to make sure that the money's there. The pay system has checked to make sure that what DTS is saying needs to be there is there. And so the two systems have talked to each other. Voucher submitted. This happens to let you know that the voucher is going to be paid. When you see this stamp on there, on the status stamps, you know within the next probably, could be 4 hours, it could be within definitely 24 hours, that voucher or travel claim is going to be paid. paid. The travel claim has been paid. That is the all-important overall goal of completing electronic travel claim. We want to make sure that our traveler is reimbursed for their expenses. Once you see this stamp, you are done with that travel claim. The last stamp is archive accepted. All this means is that the traveler's been paid and that the travel claim will remain on archive with the Defense Travel System for 6 years and 3 months. And just a little financial note that financial records for the government need to be kept for 6 years, 3 months. And what this archive accepted lets you know is that you don't have to worry about printing off that voucher unless you absolutely have to have a paper copy. That if there was ever a question regarding this travel claim, you could go into DTS and request that they send you a copy of this travel claim. The time frame from when the travel claim has been approved to the time when payment is received by the traveler is 72 hours, 3 days. That's an important time frame for you to look at. If you've gone into DTS and you see that there's an approved stamp on that document, if 3 days later you don't see that that person's been paid, something could be wrong with that document. And you'll need to go into the system and see what the status stamp is and if the document is stuck in the system. So here are the 11 status stamps, the normal status stamps. The first 5 status stamps can go through really quickly. After you've created it and you've signed the document, depending on how long it takes you to get from the creation part to the signed part, those other steps could go by very, very quickly. Of course, they're dependent on the reviewer reviewing it, the money being available in the bank for the obligated, and the supervisor approving it. So once you've completed your job and you've signed the document, the reviewer gets notified by email that there's a document waiting for them to review. And once the money has been looked at in the bank and the system says, yep, the money's there waiting, then the approver is going to get an email saying, document's waiting your approval. The next 5 steps, and I included approved in here, like I said in an earlier slide, takes 72 hours or 3 days until you get to the paid link. Through this, after the document has been approved, there really aren't any people that are involved. It's all electronic processes that happen between the pay link, the obligation submitted, the POSAC, the voucher submitted, and the paid stamp. Those are all electronic processes. And although DTS is a wonderful electronic system, there is an occasion that the document will get stuck in one of those statuses. The final is archive accepted, and as I said before, the archive accepted is just DTS's way of telling you they're going to maintain this travel claim for 6 years and 3 months. So if you happen to print the paper copy and you lose it, you can request a copy from DTS.